Hello everyone and welcome back to Mahjong Soul. Guess what? Your boy forgot to include the audio on his last video. That's on me, okay? That's on me. Now the last video is fixed, but thanks for your patience while that happened. Also, I have not played Mahjong in like 4 days. I'm dying to play Mahjong. You have no idea, but the reason that I've been holding off, okay, participating in a little no Mahjong November is because I wanted to have the moment where I rank up to expert 3-star on camera. And I think it's going to happen. Also, I think at this point, I don't even have to get first place to rank up. I think I can just get second and still rank up. Now, obviously, if we get third or fourth, we'll drop down in ELO versus going up. So we want to avoid that. But we don't even have to play super aggressively. We can just play defensively, which is one of my skills. Because I'm a bottom. No, it's not important. It's not important. Okay, we got some master ranks. We got some expert ranks in here. Let me just show you my profile. Look at that. I actually don't know. We might still have to end up in first in order to rank up, but we can just do that. Why not just win, forehead? You know what I mean? Anyway. Hope everyone's had a good weekend. I've had kind of like a big weekend, okay? I went to my first ever wedding. It was pretty casual. It was in like a backyard. Also, we can go for a half outside hand or something a little silly here. It was really, really fun. Don't get me wrong. I don't like crowds or people or ceremonies or antiquated traditions, but the food was very yummy. So in that sense, I had a great time. We could also not go for a full outside hand and just go for some kind of reachy hand. God, it feels good to be playing Mahjong. You have no idea. When I was like tired and stressed out from the wedding, I leaned over to my SO and I just whispered to her, I want to be playing Mahjong so badly right now. And the sympathy with which she looked at me afterwards, I was like, you understand me. Holy guacamole. It's so nice, you know? Okay, we definitely don't need this. I don't think we need this 8 of circles either. So let's just count our shapes. This is probably 1 or 2 shapes. This is definitely a pair. This is 3, this is 4. Okay, in that sense, we just need to finish these sequences and probably get rid of this. And also, I think we can still go for a half or a full outside hand. It's a little less likely here. If we have to, we can just discard this 9 of bamboo because I think it's a little safer. Not only that, if we draw a 6 or a 9, LOL, we can just go for a silent win, as in we don't call Ricci and we still have Pinfu, which is really, really nice, right? We keep drawing 7 of bamboos. The player next to me seems like they're going for a lot of bamboo tiles based on their discards. The player across from me clearly has like a blessing of garbage hand, as in like they've just been drawing garbage. They're still trying to work through their terminals and honors. We can discard this because I think it's going to be a little bit more dangerous. Like, I think discarding circle tiles to the player on our right is going to be much safer. Now, the player to our left, we don't really know, but the fact that they discarded a Dora tile means that they're probably closer to finishing their hand than not, to be able to, you know, consciously get rid of a pretty valuable tile. The point is, I'm a changed person. I'm a changed person after the wedding. What do I mean by that? I ate way too much food and my stomach hurts. And don't get me wrong, it was nice to be like offline for a little bit. Ooh. Can't see this, man. If only I kept the 9 of bamboo, then I could have gone for a half or a full outside hand still by 2, 7, 8, 9 straights. I wonder if okay. It's a little spooky. Wow, they've drawn 3-2 of characters is probably why they're emoting. That's understandable. Clearly that they've received the blessing of garbage. If you don't know, also there's a hand in Mahjong where you win. Oh. I mean, this late game Ricci is like not as good as you think it is, right? And I don't want to deal into someone else's hand, but we have 2 Dora. We have 3 Dora. It might be worth it. Okay, this is a little dangerous because I think they're on their way to finishing like a half flush or a full flush hand. But I think that, you know, it's not that our odds aren't terrible. There's still 2 7s and 2 8s left in the wall. Granted, there's only 15 tiles left, so it's not super likely that it's going to come out. But We can try here at least. Maybe force some other players to play defensively. Although, like, in retrospect, it's so late in the game that I feel like everyone's hands are almost being completed. I would think that, like, for other players, if you didn't have a valuable hand, you wouldn't be pushing here. I can't tell if that's a push or if they're folding, because the 5 of characters is obviously a safe tile since I've discarded one already. Yeah, so I can't really tell. But at least the player next to me is definitely pushing, because right after I called Ricci, they played a 6 of characters, which is almost what I needed to win, you know? Not quite there, but okay, yeah, they're definitely pushing. I mean, that's also still a relatively safe tile, but I'm curious to see what's in their hand and if they end up in 10 pi. And I know my, oh, oops, I guess we'll never know. Devastating. Honestly, devastating. You know what? No more of this, oh, we'll just get by in second. Man, no, we're playing a win, okay? We're absolutely playing a win. I'm about to get Expert 3 live in 4K. 1080p since my computer's pretty old. Okay? Now we can start playing a little defensively. Now, I don't know, did the player across from me really rage quit after losing one hand? This is why the Mahjong community, we need to talk. Okay, they're back. The point of this is that, like, you don't have to DC after losing one hand. Losing one hand, dude, I do that on the daily. I do that on the regular, you know? Also, this is looking nice for a full flush, although the player next to me is playing super, super efficiently. To the point where I'm, like, scared. Like, hold me. I gotta get rid of my Dora tile. There's also a world where I think if I really wanted to be super safe and super defensive, I would keep the Dora tile until the end of time. Like, even if I couldn't win with it, I would just keep it forever. Okay, what do I do here? Dude, I think I get rid of this 3-5. I know I could tear up some stuff in here, but, like, because we got a 6, 7, 8 here, or 5, 6, 7, 7, 8 mer. And you know what? This makes my decision making a lot easier, because now we can just fold. We can start to slowly fold while keeping the full flush stream alive by playing our 3 of circles. But I'm glad. Like, we're still pretty far away from a full flush. The player to our right seems like they're playing super, super fast. So I think, like, while our hand has the potential to be super valuable, it would necessitate that a lot of other players have terrible, terrible draws for the next, like, 30 turns, which I don't know if we can personally guarantee. I don't know if I finished my point earlier. There's a hand in Mahjong where if you get dealt a winning hand, like at the start of the game, before anyone takes any turn, it's called the Blessing of Heaven. So the Blessing of Garbage is something that I've coined, just that if you draw enough garbage, you've received the Blessing of Garbage, okay? It's an informal thing. It's kind of like a new wave of Mahjong. It's kind of like a cosmic gumbo, etc., etc. But I think it's very real. And we've all been there. We've all received the Blessing of Garbage. Okay, luckily the 6 of bamboo is a safe tile. We've run out of safe tiles to play. Besides this 6 of circles. And don't get me wrong, I would love to play the 6 of circles. Now, 3 is technically Suji to that 6. Like, they can't be waiting on a 4-5. It's not guaranteed, though. It's not guaranteed. This white dragon, I would love to, Dude, we're in first place. I think I'm going to play a little conservatively. Oh, I can read the message boards already. I can see the message boards already. Yusung, why didn't you discard the 3 of circles? I don't know. I definitely chickened out there. I 100% chickened out. Okay, we know that the 7 of characters is now safe, although I would not like to tear that up either in my hand. Unfortunately, we have the only other thing we have is this 5 of circles, and if we want a semblance of a winning hand, if we want to just at least pretend that we have a chance to win this one, or at least end in 10 pi, we keep this 5 around to do something with this 4-5. Although, now that I'm looking at it, like, I don't think we're going to end up in 10 pi. This, I don't think, is going to come from our hand. And you're looking at this like we could have pushed for a full flush, but I really hope we get to see what they were waiting on, because 4 of circles, 7 of circles, and the white dragon, all extremely risky tiles. Extremely risky tiles to discard at this point. Probably someone is sitting on at least one of these two. Yeah, at least now we now have a lot of options of safe tiles to discard. 9 of characters being one of them, 8 of characters, 7 of characters. Again, Full Flesh Dream is dead, but and it hurts, right? It really, really hurts to fold some hands like this, where you're like, oh my god, the value of this hand is at least a Mongun. It's at least 8,000 points. But I do think like not dealing into someone else's Mongun, priceless. I just smooched the freaking mic. I don't care. It feels really good to not deal into someone else's hand. It feels good to not lose. Which is strange because I play League of Legends, and even when you win, you feel like you're losing because of the time you spent negotiating with teenage terrorists. Okay, no, please. Oh, you're actually a really good human being. Okay, they were waiting on the white dragon, although, yeah, they were waiting on the white dragon. They were waiting on the 1 and 5 of bamboo. So I'm glad that we did not discard the white dragon. That means the player to our left probably had 2 of them. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how we played there. Now, let's take a look at this hand. I mean, we got some good shapes here. Call me Ed Sheeran, the way I'm in love with the shape of you. Now let's see something, because I don't necessarily want to keep this round. I understand that we could do 1, 2, 3 and then have a pair of 3s, but I think the likelihood of that is really, really low. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we still need a pair. Don't get me wrong, would love to keep this east wind since we're in the east round. Still am keeping on to the west wind just in case we draw another one. But I think we need another shape in our hand, which is why I'm keeping this semi-redundant 2 of bamboo. Like, say we draw a 3, and we can maybe extend this 2, 3, 4, 5 into 2 shapes. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, our hand is just not doing it right now. I think if I had to, I'd probably get rid of this 1 first. Yeah, okay, now this is a little bit interesting at least. We got 2, 3, 4, 2 blank 4 and blank 4, 5. Which is really, really nice. Unfortunately, there's the second east wind. There's nothing we can do about that. And you're looking at this hand and you're thinking it's okay. Like, we got some triplets and we got some pairs, right? But unfortunately, these pairs are going to be really hard to complete. Like, dude, I'm going to discard some of these. I think I'm going to discard some of these because, like, triplets are really hard to complete. Like, if you get dealt one, sure, you're made in the shade. But, like, if you're just sitting on some pairs, it's really hard to like finagle them into sequences. You're only waiting on another one of that tile, you know what I mean? You don't have a lot of weights. Like, for example, with this shape, just even if we didn't have the 2, 4, even if we just had the 4, 5, we have 4 copies of the 3 of bamboo. We have 4 copies of the 6 of bamboo to work with. This, we only have 2 copies of the 9 of characters left in the wall, right? Left in the entire deck. So it's not easy to finish that shape, and I really like my decision to throw down a pair of 9s, which is also what I do at the shoe store. There, you know what I mean? Okay, so we have enough shapes in our hand. 1, 2, pair, 4, 5. And so why am I keeping this? It's because that was a much more dangerous tile to discard. And we know that this is a safe tile to discard, right? Because it's already been pawned. So literally no one can be waiting on this or anything. So let's just take stock. 2, 3 of bamboo have been dropped, which is really bad news for us. Ah, man. I don't want to reachy with this hand. Although it is a little bit of a suspicious reachy. Like, hey, 2, 3 of bamboos have already been dropped. Oh, man, we should have called reachy. We should have called Ricci. I mean, but it's so unlikely. Now there's only 1 3 of bamboo left. So, don't get me wrong. It is a nice play. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Because 3 of bamboos have been discarded. They're like, surely he can't be waiting on the last one. And now we can also wait on the 6 of bamboo. Now, oh man, I don't know if my decision making was right here. It is a suspicious Ricci, right? And but it's late into the game, which means that everyone has a large pool of safe tiles to play around, right? However, we also did not need to call Ricci. We could have won with the 6 of bamboo because it is a pure double sequence, right? So we didn't need to call Ricci there. However, I feel like the 3 of bamboo at this point might be inauspicious enough, inconspicuous enough to where we can actually win off of it. That's okay. So here's the lesson we learned from that one. We probably did not need to call Ricci. If we did, we should have maybe called it a little sooner. So we slide down to 29,000 points, still just under 30,000. That's okay. That's okay. Lessons learned, right? Lessons learned. Unfortunately, not a great. You know, tell me in the comments if you've received this lately. But I think we just got the blessing of garbage. I think that this hand we could probably work towards a blessing of garbage, Yaku. Yeah, especially with those two discards right there. No, but in all genuineness, we could go for a 1-2-3 mixed triple sequence, which doesn't seem like a bad idea. In fact, this 2 is kind of really redundant. Okay, I mean drawing that 2 doesn't hurt, right? Like, I mean with these shapes, like if we were to draw a 3 of characters here, like we still pivot. Okay. Yeah, okay, this 5 is out of here. We would love to keep this 9 of bamboo in our hand because it is the door tile after all. So those extra points would be very, very valuable for us just to remain having a safe lead. Okay, now this is interesting, right? Because we still need a pair at the end of the day, but I would love to pivot this into a 5, 6, 7 sequence or 4, 5, 6 sequence rather than waiting on rather than just waiting on a 5 pair. Oh, I need some more time to figure this one out because we need a pair at the end of this. We do need a pair at the end of this. Okay, so this is bad. So we might just keep the 5s as our pair. And we might just start pawning and cheating our way to victory. Because so long as we satisfy, which means that we got to get the 6 of characters out of our hand really, really fast. Because it's pretty dangerous. Okay, great draw, great draw. So now if the player to our left, we're really relying on the player to our left to drop a 1 of bamboo or a 7 of bamboo. You hate to see that type of Ricci because this is actually a pretty decent hand. Not only do we have a 1-2-3 mixed triple sequence, but we also have a I think this should be pretty safe. They discarded a 3 and a 4 for God's sakes. Okay, probably not the most safe tile in retrospect, but like still fine. I kind of want to push a little for this hand. The player to our left also, you'll notice, has not discarded a single bamboo tile, which means the prospects of us getting a 1 or a 7 are a little bit less. Yeah, okay, that's not exiting our hand for the rest of the game. It's just too risky. This red 5 is now way too risky. So how do we do this? If we want to end in tenpai. Okay, my kingdom for 1 good... Yeah, we're folding here. We're folding here. I know, dude. I can read the message boards. You sound like such a coward. You should have pushed for that mixed triple sequence hand. I totally understand. But, like, we would have to do so much. We cannot get rid of this 5. It is too valuable. And there goes the 7, 8, 9. That's fine. That's fine. We can still maybe silently get into tenpai here for something. Oh, God. Anyone else huffing straight copium right now? So the 3 of bamboo we know is safe. The Dora is also safe to discard, which is really, really interesting. Maybe the Dora is better for us to discard in the long term. We also know this green dragon is safe to discard. At least, oh my God, I think it is. Yeah, because they called Ricci on that turn, and then I think this was the next tile that they dropped. Okay, so this is fine. I don't think we'll end in tenpai, but forgive me for not wanting to drop the red 5 in the bamboo suit, okay? It's just a little too risky. I don't care. Maybe you're one of those sickos who, like, does BMX. I don't mean to condemn everyone who does BMX into being a sicko. Are you serious, dude? Please don't win off of this. Okay, thank God. I mean, playing the 2 of bamboo there, not safe. A little not safe for work, like you're looking up Marge Simpson on DeviantArt or something. But I think it's worth the pain to get into tenpai. We just, oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, I no longer have the blessing of garbage. We turned a nothing hand into 8,000 points. That is some David Blaine stuff right there. That is some Now You See Me stuff right there, okay? Incredible. Incredible. Holy guacamole, that felt good. That felt... Anyone else just feeling alive right now? Anyone else just feeling electric right now? All right, so we're the dealer. Not only that, we have just a disgustingly valuable hand off the bat. 2 door. Okay, you're looking at this and you're starting to hear whispers of maybe an all triplets hand. You're looking at this and you're starting to feel the whispers of a gentleman's orphans, which is a fancy way of saying 7 pairs. We could very well do that as well. Although we only have 4 right now, and we still would need to accumulate like 7 more freaking pairs. So how do we pivot this hand into something good? Well, we can count on this 7-8 as maybe 2 sequences. Like we would be relying on the 6-7-8. I don't hate that. Okay, so this 3-5-7 shape is actually pretty good because no matter what, if we draw a 4 of bamboo or a 6 of bamboo, we get to keep the 5 of bamboo safe in our hand and we can just discard something else. Okay, so these aren't the droids that I'm particularly looking for right now. Like 7-8-9 mixed triple sequence is a thing, but 2 9 of circles have already been discarded. So, you know, they had a whole life ahead of them, okay? Ah, there's another one. I mean, we could push for it, but does our hand have any other hope if we don't push for it? I'm not going to push for it, by the way. Okay, so what I'm doing here is waiting for my 7 pairs hand to come into fruition. Really don't want to get rid of this red 5. 1 9 of characters has already been discarded. 1 6 of character, 6 of bamboo has already been discarded, so let's get rid of that. 7 pairs is not a great hand. Why? Because at the end of the day, like think about how you would finish a pair of 7 pairs, right? You would have to have 6 completed pairs and then 1 single tile, and so you're just waiting on the 3 other copies of that 1 single tile. You can see why this would be like a little tricky, right? Like it's not like you have like a 4-5 sequence where you're waiting on the 3 and the 6, so you have like 8 total potential tiles to draw or that someone else could deal. We could have kept the 9 there if we wanted to go for a more traditional hand, but I think we gave up on the dream as soon as we discarded the 7 of bamboo, which makes me think that maybe we should have just discarded this red 5 earlier on, but it's okay. 6 of characters, 9 of characters, 5 of bamboo are the ones that we're lacking. I think we're going to discard the 6 of characters because it seems pretty safe. And if we're going to have to wait on one specific tile in particular, I would want to wait on the 9 because other players might be lulled into a false sense of security later on in the game. Eastwind we know is safe. There's a world where I do keep this as a safe discard and as an extremely like dirty wait. Like, oh, clearly no, he's not going to be waiting on the Eastwind. There's already 2 of them gone. Okay, some action happening across the table. Now things are getting a little risky. Their cheetah 6, 7, 8, which means that they're probably just going for an all simples hand. But if they're going for an all simples hand, like why would they discard so many like good tiles? So I'm not really sure what this player is working towards. It is spooky though. It is spooky now that they've started making calls. Okay. And I also think that there's a high chance too that we don't even end this round in tenpai. This is why, although 7 pairs is like a cool hand, it's like an alternative. It's like hearing your first alternative rock song, right? You're like, oh my god, this is different than normal rock. Holy moly! It's really difficult to achieve. It's really difficult to achieve. That's not saying that I've never done it, but I think that pushing for it would be a little too foolish here. Now, you're watching me eat my words in real time, having discarded a 9 of characters and drawn the next 9 of characters. That's what we like to call the blessing of garbage. That's okay. I think that we can end this round not in tenpai, but still feeling pretty good. I think that if we have the chance to, if we draw a 7 or if we draw a 5 of bamboo, we might have pushed for it. Like if we could complete any of these other pairs, like we might have pushed for it just to end in tenpai. Wow. Okay. Nice. So they were just waiting on an all simples hand. They had a pure, oh, it's not a pure double sequence, right? Because even though it's 3 3 4 4 5 5, to have the Yaku of pure double sequence, your hand has to be totally closed. As in you can't have called pawn or cheat. All right, this is really, oh my god. Blessing of not garbage. Blessing of not garbage. I'll let you pause for a moment and try to figure out why. Okay. Now that the pause is over, I'm going to tell you why. It's because, holy moly, we have the north winds and we're sitting in the north seat, which is really nice. And also, the shapes in our hand would make Ed Sheeran cry. They're so nice. Okay, so what do we do here? I think we discard this 2 and the 1. So you're looking at this hand and you're also thinking to yourself, Yusung, you need a pair, which is something that friends and family have told me to grow ever since I was like 11 years old. However, so this is like a rough situation, right? Because we do need a pair. What is the best case scenario? Okay, I mean that's one of them. Okay, so now we're just waiting on a single tile. It's the 5 of characters, which I don't think people are gonna be super keen on playing right now. Well, how we can improve this hand is oh yeah, we're not doing this. I was gonna be like pivoting to a more inconspicuous weight, which would be the 1. Like, oh, other players might think discarding the 1 is easier. However, if we draw a 3 or a 7, we can shift our weight into a 2-sided weight, which would be really, really nice. Yeah, I don't think people are going to discard the red 5. Let's just get rid of it and wait on the east wind. So the east wind is actually not that useful anymore, right? Because it's the south round. So they would only be useful to the player on our right. So let's hope that they don't have like a completed triplet or anything. We could con here, but I'm going to tell you right now, like that's one of the ways we lose this game. Like we don't need to con to reveal another Dora tile, even though I love pressing that purple button. You have no idea how good it is to press that purple button. Yeah, absolutely not. We play safe here because we're already in first place, and now that we're no longer the dealer, we just want to advance the rounds, right? Great. I'm applauding for myself. I'm applauding for myself. It's like Kanye staring at that picture of Kanye, dude. But I think we played that excellently. And holy moly, the blessing of garbage is no more. I'll give you a second to pause and to figure out why. Yeah, it's because we have a pair of the west winds, and we're sitting in the west seat. This is great news. This is great news. Unfortunately, the rest of our hand is not looking as complete as before, but we can make do, okay? Country girls make do. All right, this is fine. So one of the green dragons has already been discarded, but I'm holding on to hope here. And not only that, if push comes to shove, worst case scenario, we keep the green dragons as our pair because we're gonna need a pair anyway. Again, something that friends and family have told me to grow since I was like 10. Okay. This is also interesting to the point where I would probably open my hand. Like if they played a 3 or a 6 of circles, I would call chi on that because we're almost guaranteed to either complete the triplet of the west wind or the triple of the green dragons, you know? And so like opening my hand early to play faster does not bother me. Okay, that changes things. They just pawned the Dora tile. Not only that, it's their seat wind. Oh god. Yeah, this is a nightmare scenario. I'm gonna get rid of this 5 of bamboo because it's safe and I don't want the player across from me to win. This 8 of bamboo is also a little bit dangerous, so I'm gonna get rid of that. I mean, the 6 of characters, everything feels a little dangerous now, right? Like you don't want to deal into this. It's their seat wind and it's the Dora, so this is already like they're at least gonna have a Mong on hand. You know what I mean? Their hand is worth probably at least 8,000 points. So I definitely don't want to deal into that. These west winds, although originally we thought they were a blessing, might be a curse because like, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Please don't be a huge hand. It's not even all simps. They have 1 Orador though, which is pretty nice. 4,000 points. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. I think the player on my left, if I was them, sure, they're only 8,000 points away from me, but I would be content to finish in second place. Okay, now it's strange because the east wind is again the Dora, but it's not useful for us. So I think that we get rid of it. This hand is not looking super great. Oh man, it's like, no, we're in first place, so let's just play as efficiently as possible and let's play defensively. Let's not give other players a chance to get 2 east winds and then try to finagle that into a winning hand. You know what I mean? Yeah. So right now we just want to see the game advance, as in we don't want the dealer to win because we want it to advance to the South 4 round, and so that we can just end in first place. Again, if you're new to Mahjong, whenever the dealer, the person sitting in the east wind, wins, you stay in that round and then you redo that round. Of course, you still pay out the points and stuff from the previous round, but just all that's to say is that this number does not go up. Okay, what is this? The Amazon share price? The only exception is in the South 4 round, which is the last round of Mahjong that you're going to play. It's the last hand of Mahjong that you're going to play. If the dealer wins and they're in first place, then the game ends, because it's a little redundant, right? Like, if someone was in second place and they were the dealer and they won, they'd be like, oh, Pog, like, I have a chance to catch up. Like, if I just win like 17 more times, I have a chance to I have a chance to overtake first, right? But if the first place wins, it's like, you've done it, okay? The game ends. So player to my right has called Ricci with some lovely 8-bit music, and we love to see that. We love to see that, even though we did not win. Oh, that's beautiful, because the player in second is no longer like close to catching us. Granted, the player now in second is about the same 8,000 point golf from us. So now we're sitting in the South 4, and it's and we're the dealer, right? So if we win this round, the game ends. Oh man, I would love to have a completed just a pair of these dragons, so that we could then start pawning and cheating our way to a really quick and efficient hand. Okay, this is good. I don't regret any of the discards that I've made, although they weren't like super optimal. I don't think, like, it was probably a little greedy keeping these dragons. This is why you do it. This is why you do it. You keep your options open, and you hope to get lucky. I'm not even joking. Okay, so the 9 is not going to be helpful here. We're running into the same problem that we had 2 or 3 hands ago, which is that, like, if we complete this green dragon set, which we obviously want to do, we're out of a pair. So we might be in a situation where we have to rely on a single tile wait. Obviously not mathematically optimal. There's a pair, but it would require us, like, we would need another 3 of characters, you know what I mean? Which isn't something that I'm willing to bank on, considering we would have 2 of them, you know? Okay, we could cheat that, but I don't necessarily want to. The West Wind is interesting. I would rather have this in my hand than a random 6 of characters to try to win the round. Also, the fact that this player's calling Chi means that they're not going for a huge hand. If they were going for a huge hand, they would play silently and try to call a Ricci, just to give themselves the chance to win big, you know what I mean? This is also getting a little weird right now, because we have so many, like, almost sequences. There's our pair. Let's go, dude. Okay, we still have 1 too many shapes, as in if we want to complete this, we would have to break up one of our proto sequences. There's another pair. You know what? I'm okay with this. Let's get rid of this. And I'd also be okay with this player winning, because again, they're not the dealer, so there wouldn't be a redo of that round. I'm also okay with the person across from me winning. I'm also super okay with them winning. I'm gonna discard a 1 of characters. It should be relatively safe since they discarded a lot of character tiles, and this is a 1 after all. Unfortunately, we're lacking a lot of other safe tiles to discard, but we definitely want to play defensively here. In our wildest dreams, okay, interesting. In our wildest dreams, one of these other 2 players, either to my left or to my right, would deal into the player in 4th, thus ending the round and letting us go scot-free. So we don't have a lot of safe tiles. The green dragon, I'm like not willing to break up right now. 2, why did I play the 2? Even though it wasn't super safe, they played a 5 of characters, so the 2 is technically Suji to that. Like, they can't have a 3-4 wait. And in the worst case scenario, they're going for like some kind of full flush. If they were, they wouldn't be going for a full flush of characters tiles. Like, that would be considering how many they've already discarded, right? All right, red dragon we know is safe. I was holding the last one in the entire deck, in the entire wall, excuse me. Look, you can take the Yu-Gi-Oh out of the kid, but you can't take the... Wait, no, you can take the kid away from the Yu-Gi-Oh table, but you can't take the Yu-Gi-Oh away from the kid, you know? All right, this is looking pretty good. We're really hoping for another safe-ish tile, and there it is. Like, we could have probably played this 4 of circles, considering it as it's the last one. The south wind is probably okay, although the north wind, that's the last one. That's an absolute safe tile. And also, I think that if no one wins this round and just they're in Tenpai at the end of the round, I think the game still ends, which is really, really good news for us. So the 2 we know is safe because we played another one since they called Ricci, and we won't have to discard another tile for the rest of the game. Holy moly. There's the green dragon. I'm not going to pawn it. We're too far away from winning at this point to try to go for something like that. Okay, 2 players are in Tenpai. 6 and 7 of circles, 2, 5, 8 of bamboo. Oh my God. Did it happen? Did it happen? Please. I think it happened. Oh my God. I'm gonna. Oh. Oh, baby. Oh my God. Look, I know it's cheesy, but this means a lot to me, okay? I've genuinely spent, and I know like no one's asking me to spend this much time playing Mahjong, but like I really wanted to impress my friends. Not only that, I've been reading a lot of Mahjong literature, which by the way, you can find in the Discord linked below, okay? Some really cool people playing Mahjong in there that you gotta hang out, okay? And this has meant a lot to me. Now, not only that, I can play Mahjong a little bit more freely because even if I win or gain too many points, I won't have to worry about like ranking up for a little bit while, which don't get me wrong. We are going to rank up into the master rank, okay? We're so close. I can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. I've been Yusung. If you want to check out more, we play Mahjong every Monday night on Twitch. That's linked in the description. You can talk to us on the Discord. It's an incredibly loving community. Of course, like and subscribe, but do not click that bell icon. It's a very old bell, okay? It's an artifact. It's a historical artifact. Please be very, very careful with it. New videos come out 3 times a week. Until next time, please take care of yourself, okay? Please drink a lot of water, be patient and kind to yourself. And if you're playing a lot of Mahjong, I wish you the best of luck and that you do not receive the blessing of garbage. All right, I'm Yusung. I'll talk to you next time, okay? Peace.